Hello and welcome to this Japanese style high sugar diet. Okay, so this is going to be an unboxing video of foods that are in the Japanese style. So yeah, these are Japanese foods and they all conform to the vegan, high sugar, low fat, low protein, high sugar diet that I promote, and that's for weight loss. Okay, so I specialise in weight loss and regaining health. So for example, reversing type 2 diabetes is one of the positive consequences of the foods that I recommend. And yeah, this is a bit different, a bit exciting, okay? And yeah, this is for those people who maybe think, well, what do you eat if you're a vegan? And what do you eat if you're a vegan on a high carb or high sugar, low fat, low protein health lifestyle? And I don't just want to eat white rice and fruit, which, yeah, to me, I love white rice and fruit, and these are foods that I recommend, and as much of them as you want. But I'm going to show you some different type of foods that you can eat that, yeah, if you're getting bored and you want a bit of spice in life, okay? So this channel is Life, Bikes, Bananas and Spice, because life, we're here to live life. Bikes, we're here to cycle, so I love cycling, going on adventures, okay? Freedom and adventure is what the bicycle gives you, so that's bike. So life, bikes. Bananas, yeah, fruit's amazing, great for weight loss, great for your health. And spice, okay, so this is the spice, this is the excitement, okay, spice and excitement. So I also recommend, yeah, literally spices, herbs and spices to add to your foods because they taste great and they're good for health. But I've got a little cheat sheet here so that I don't butcher the names, but I say I don't know any Japanese and I don't really know much about the culture, but I just thought it would be nice to have a bit of a different take on the standard high sugar or sugar diet videos that you see and try something a bit more exciting, okay? So without further ado, so this is fragile, okay, fragile. So I've got a box full of foods direct from Japan, and I'm here in the UK. So this has come all the way from Japan, and yeah, I suppose I'm just going to, oh, look at that, not exciting, look at that. So yeah, these are all foods that are generally, they're low in fat, low in protein, and high in carbs. And yes, it's vegan. And yeah, I'm going to say first of all, yeah, it's meant to be Japanese foods, but there could be also foods, other foods in here that probably, you know, they come maybe from other countries in Asia or Southeast Asia, like Vietnam or maybe Korea, South Korea, or maybe these are foods that maybe people eat in China as well. So they're not all Japanese, but it's in that sort of style. And I'm not really going to do it in any particular order. So I've got foods as well that need to be cooked. So these are sort of as like snacky foods in here. So you could have these foods like during the day. For example, anytime during the day, or, you know, generally I recommend sort of the drier foods towards the evening because that just helps with digestion. But for the just the enjoyment and excitement of this video, I'm just going to eat these foods in whatever particular order I fancy. And obviously, you know, first of all, there's foods like this, which are, so you got some udon noodles, and I say apologize for the how the pronunciation of how I say these names, but you know, I'm interested in it, and I suppose, yeah, maybe I'll, you know, learn how to properly pronounce these foods. But there you go, there's some udon noodles, and these are, yeah, so Japanese style noodle, and these are sort of cut so that they're a lot more like spaghetti. So I think I've heard these type of noodles described as spaghetti style, so Japanese spaghetti style noodles. And yeah, these, I don't think I've ever had udon noodles before, but they're cut, I think, more of a square shape, so they're a lot thicker, and yeah, they're made of wheat flour, and yeah, so they cut them slightly differently, and yeah, super easy to cook. You know, it says cook in boiling water for 1 minute, and then yeah, you can add whatever you want to it, sauces, some vegetables maybe, and yeah, I'll show you them. I'll probably cook them up and I'll show you them. Probably want to keep them out of the sunlight, direct sunlight, but it's quite hot. It's quite warm today here in the UK. Currently going through another heat wave. So I suppose I'll start with, what should I start with? Maybe a drink, because it's quite warm out here. Whoa, I've got a selection of different drinks. Whoa, look at this. So I think I'll start with, which one should I start with? I think I'll start with this melon soda. Hope you can hear that. So yeah, these are sort of the popular. Wow. Wow, yeah, I like that. So that's, yeah, melon soda, and it's, yeah, just sugar. So yeah, sugar, and as far as I'm aware, there's no caffeine in here. Just, whoa, yeah, sugar. It's all in Japanese, so don't know what it says. So this is the Sangari melon soda, 500 milliliters. Getting cool. Wow, that is not like anything I've really had in the UK as far as I remember. Wow, that's brilliant. Now, well, I'm gonna try and get through most of this, so I just want to drink this whole bottle. That's really nice. So yeah, that is really, it says melon, yeah, it's really like sort of honeydew melon taste, or you know, it's got these, I can't remember what these, it's not honeydew, it's like cantaloupe melon. That tastes a bit like cantaloupe melon. Oh, that's great. Yeah, gonna put that down there at the sun if I can. Wow, that was great. Oh, what should we go for next? Maybe we start with some, all sorts of goodies in here. All sorts of goodies. Maybe we start off with these. So these little bag of sweets. So these are, what are these called? So they're like squidgy, soft sweets. I can't pronounce Japanese. So these are the Sanko Sika. What's that? Sanko Sika grape flavored Mochiori gummy candy. So there you go. That's what they look like in there. So these would be something I'd probably have, like, say, just as a snack during the day. Look at that. Quite small. It's a bit unusual because when I first started eating it, they're not super sweet. Well, that's a very subtle flavour. You can see them there. They're like little dumplings. That's a very, very subtle and sort of, I would say, sophisticated sort of flavour. So it's not really sour. It's not particularly sour. It does taste a lot like, yeah. So they're meant to be grape flavoured. So yeah, that's very, very subtle. It's not particularly sour. It's yeah, I'd say a very sort of sophisticated, not overpowering taste. But they'd be great as like a little snack during the day, any time of the day. Might take them with me when I'm cycling, for example. Just wash that down with a bit of melon soda. Oh, wow. Now, that melon soda goes really well with those grapes. Those little grape sweets. Now, what should we have next? So yeah, there's stuff in here that I'll have to cook. Just cook, so stuff like this I have to cook that. So this is, yeah, restaurant style ramen spicy sesame taste. So this is, you've got, so yeah, this is noodles in here, and it's got something to go along with it, which is some soup. So you put the, yeah, so say this is all vegan, so wheat and soybean sesame. So you put the noodles in, you cook the noodles, and then you add, it's got like a dried soup powder. So it's got a bunch of, yeah, you've got Chinese bamboo shoots powder, that's funny. Yeah. Garlic and spices and soybean, bit of salt, and yeah, put the noodles in there. Super easy to cook. It looks like, what's that? 3 minutes. Huh. Cook for 3 minutes. Super easy and quick to cook. And again, low fat, lots of carbs, and yeah, a decent amount of protein if you're looking for protein as well. 13 grams of protein per 100 grams, so they're good. Have them later. And yeah, like crack open these little snack bag here of these rice crackers here from Clear Spring, organic Japanese rice crackers. I think tamari taste. So these are, again, these are great. Low fat again, high carb. So they look like that, little rice crackers. Wow, they're crunchy. That's nice. Tamari flavoured. I don't know whether I've had any tamari flavoured things before. Low in fat. Do not contain flavour enhancers, colours or preservatives. So these are made out of glutinous rice, tamari soy sauce, sesame seeds. Yeah, they're nice. It's funny because these are a lot like what, you know, crisps might look like. You can see in there, which are always, you know, they're baked in lots of oil. But these taste like crisps or like rice crackers that usually when you buy here in the UK, so just crackers, you get loads of fat. Whereas with these, now they would be, I think, a great little snack to have, maybe last thing in the evening, after you've had maybe fruit in your main meal, noodles perhaps. So after you've had your udon noodles, so maybe after you've had this, you would have something like this in the evening, and you could have the whole packet, because so this is a 50-gram packet. So in this whole packet, you're only getting about just over half a gram of fat. Okay, just in that packet. Wash that down with a bit of water. It's exciting stuff. So I've got some how do you pronounce that? Tokigi Pride, is that it? So these are Sokan dried sweet potato snack sticks. Again, some of these things, I say that they're Japanese style, but they might also be Korean, for example. Ooh. I don't know if they're meant to look like that. Oh, isn't that weird? I don't know whether that's mouldy. Yeah, I think that's mouldy. That can't be right. Yeah, that's mould, I think. Yeah. There's actually one of these packets, do not eat. One of the dry packets. Yeah, that's not great, is it? So they'll be going back. I mean, it says, yeah, so these are meant to be sweet potatoes, okay, and there's nothing else in it, so they're literally just dried. It's meant to be just dried sweet potato, so there's absolutely no fat in them, basically, and that's disappointing. I hope that doesn't put you off your eating. I mean, that is a bit disgusting. I mean, yeah. I mean, it smells. It doesn't actually smell that bad, but yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Got it on my fingers. I hope that didn't put you off. But you say these things are come from Japan, so obviously, yeah, they would have been great because they were low in fat. They were literally just dried sweet potato. Maybe after that I might wash that disappointment down with some more soda. So this is Sangari Ramu bottle, Ramoon salt, Ramoon? Sorry about the pronunciation. Wow, that smells sweet. Oh wow. Now the thing is, in the UK, a lot of sodas like this. So, what do you call it? You pop. It comes with caffeine, whereas these are just sugar. So, water and sugar, and then a bit of flavour. And I don't promote caffeine because I don't believe it's healthy for you. If you're having caffeine, it's usually because you quit sugar, which you don't need to worry about sugar. Okay, sugar doesn't make you fat. So there's that. So this is, I don't know what it's meant to be. So it's got orange, grapefruit extract, lemon extract, and that's really nice. Ramoon soda. I love the different the packaging is so different to the Western world packaging. So in the UK, there's not really nothing really looks like this type of packaging. But again, that's really nice. I don't think that's actually quite as nice as it's not quite as nice as the melon soda. I've got some more food that I'm gonna cook later. Okay, so this is food that I'm gonna have to cook rather than being able to eat now. So this is Maya Yakuchi Hayashi Chuka cold noodles with soy sauce and lemon sauce. So yeah, it's all in Japanese, so I don't even know how many minutes to put it in for. So there you go. Product of Japan, and yeah, all the ingredients are in Japanese, so I'm gonna have to use a translator when I cook these. So 3 servings per soup. So I think I can open this. I'll open it and show you what you get. If I can get into it. So it comes with, so there's a little bag of the noodles. And then you've got these little packets of sauce here. So yeah, it's all in Japanese. So you get a bunch of them. So yeah, you get 3 servings of those, so you can have. To be honest with you, because I promote, eating to feel full on this low-fat diet, you can eat as much of these foods as you want. So I'd probably, if it tastes nice, I might have 2 or even 3, or the whole bag, the whole 3 servings in one. So again, this is, low fat, high carb. The only thing with stuff like this is, if you're gonna have stuff like this, I'd recommend, you don't need to have it all the time, just because it's quite high in salt. So I wouldn't recommend having, that every single day for every meal, but it's still fun to have stuff like this every so often. So this is another, ready meal, super easy to cook. This is now in English, which is good. So this is what's this? Otafuku yakisoba noodles with sauce. You can tell I don't speak Japanese. So yeah, this is wheat flour, yeah. And again, so it's just noodles. So yeah, just gives it. Add some vegetables, add some sauce. No, there is some. Can I open that? Yeah, I can open that. So again, there's some noodles again there, and got some sauces here. So this is 2 servings again. So this is like a soy sauce. Yeah, that'll be like a soy sauce. And again, that'll be, something that I might eat. I might eat that for breakfast, lunch and tea. But again, quite high in salt. So not every day. So I got some more. I've got the udon noodles. I've shown you them already. I've got some more sort of snacky foods here, and these are the miso kaki notan original rice crackers. Yeah, delicious snack made with premium rice and quality ingredients. Japanese rice cracker. Yeah, Kaki no Tan. Original Mizuo brand. So yeah, these are super low in fat. So per 100 grams, 0.6 grams, 0.6 grams of fat. And yeah, not too salty either, which is good. And this is a 50-gram bag. And yeah, I'm probably going to eat all of this today. So it's just going to be, I'm going to go away and, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go away and probably, eat these the rest of the day. So they look like that. Smells a bit funny. Oh, yeah. Again, it's a very subtle flavour. So yeah, it's a soy sauce flavour. So rice cracker, soy sauce flavoured. That's a funny taste. At first, it's like there's not really a lot of taste. And then after a few seconds, it starts to get quite hot. Like, tastes a bit quite spicy. And then the flavour sort of disappears. Yeah, they're great. I mean, all of these so far have been good. I could just eat these, just the whole packet straight away, so I'll put them down there. And I think with these dry foods, I might wash it down with a nice another bottle of soda pop. So this is the next one. Just check the battery on the camera. So I've got memory on the camera, that's good. So this is the next soda pop. So this is another Sangaria. So this is a Sangaria Ramu bottle grape soda. So. Great noise, that, isn't it? Great noise. Wow. That one almost smells alcoholic. That's so sweet. So that is, what flavour is that? Grape juice. Grape juice. Again, really, really sweet. You know, it's not afraid to be sweet. So I preferred those other two sodas and this one. This is nicer than any sort of mainstream UK sodas like Coca-Cola. I prefer this already. And this is great because it doesn't have caffeine in it. It doesn't have caffeine on the ingredients. It's just sugar water. Wow. Sangaria. I might have to move to Japan. That's great. There you go. And again, I love the packaging. You've got like this sort of, it's like authentic, you know, very original sort of style packaging, which a lot of the stuff in a lot of foods in the UK or in the Western world, they seem to make the packaging more and more simplified, which I don't really like. So what do we have here? Again, it's all in Japanese. So I've got my little cheat sheet. So these are the, I think these are the Yoshioka Sika ginger sugar candy with black sesame seeds. So there you go. So these are hard candies. I mean, I've never had a candy or sweets with sesame seeds in before, so that's a new experience. Never had that. So, well, that does not does not smell sweet at all. That's weird. Is it one of these dry packs? Because it's come from Japan. And I say, you know, I'm sorry if you know food and it's, you're saying, oh, that's not Japanese, but you know, generally, you know, food from, you know, Asia, Southeast Asia. You know, I like stuff like that. Oh, that's weird. That does not smell. So yeah, they're hard candies. Look at that, isn't that funny? It's candy. Ginger candy. It's got sesame seeds in it. Yeah, it's a bit. Oh, there's the ginger. Yeah, so it's got ginger in it. So it's sugar, mizuame starch, sugar, ginger, black sesame seeds. Again, it's quite a subtle. Quite a subtle taste. Now, can I taste the sesame seeds? Oh yeah. Oh wow. Wow, yeah. I can't. That is weird. So yeah, initially it's not particularly sweet, and then you start to taste the ginger, which is nice, but it's not too much ginger that it's overpowering. So it's not overpowering and like hot. So I think if you have too much ginger, it makes your food taste a bit too hot. And then they're not too hard as well, that breaks your teeth. And then I can taste that sesame. That is so weird. That's like reminding me of like a bun, like a bread bun. You know, like bread. So what's that? It's bread savoury, isn't it? So you got the sweetness of the sugar and the ginger, and then you've got that taste of the seeds. That's weird. So what have we got in here, do you think? Something that would need to be packaged like this to protect it. I believe we have another soda. Look at that. Look at that. Put that packaging on the floor there. So this is the glass bottle. It's in a glass bottle. So this is the Hata Kosen Yuzu Ramen. Is it ramen? Ramen? Sorry. Ramen soda, I think it is. So again, this is just sugar water. So it's all sugars. These aren't sugar free. These aren't sugar free. And yeah, so this is. I've not seen this type of lid before. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, this is I think it's lemon. Yeah, this is lemonade essentially. So how do I open this? So it's in Japanese. You got some Japanese instructions here. You can see there. So I'm not sure how I open this. It says. It looks like I have to remove that. Now do I take that off? No. No. Oh, do I take it off? Or do I push that down? Oh no, so that's meant to stay on. So then I push this down? Do I push that down? Oh no, how do I? Oh no, that bit comes out. Ah, there we go. So that bit breaks out of that, I think. And then push that down. So there's like a glass ball in there. That's weird. I've never seen that before. What is that? I don't understand what that is. I presume I just drink it now. Again, that's really nice. It's not too bitter or too sour. I don't know what the... If someone can leave me a comment in the comment section saying what that ball thing is. It's like a glass ball. I don't know what that is. I don't know how you are meant to put the lid back, stop at the lid. So it doesn't have a lid now because I pressed that in, so there's now just a hole. So I guess you need to drink it all in one because otherwise it goes flat. So it's got a fizz to it. I don't. Someone can explain to me how do I? What? Is this a thing in Japan where they sort of stump me? I don't know what that is. It's a little glass ball. But again, that tastes great. I'll have to drink that now because just put it down there. I'll have to drink that now because it doesn't have a lid on it. So yeah, these are the Kama Desika sugar soy sauce rice crackers. Okay, sugar soy sauce. So there you go. So you got I think the brush here where they brush it on, the soy sauce onto the rice cracker. And again, I hope you appreciate the packaging. Fantastic packaging. Got kids there. I presume this is that. I can't tell if that's an old man or an old woman, but yeah, you got the cat there enjoying food. I think that's. I presume this is an old family, maybe an old family may. So maybe this is named after this person who created this food. So it looks like they're making the rice cracker there. They got the little brush and a little rice cracker on the little stove there. So they come in a number of little packets like that, and I suppose this is like the equivalent of like a like a grab bag in the UK or a large bag. They come like that. This one's a bit broken up, so you get two in a pack. This one's a bit broken. So they're like this. Super light, so like almost can't feel that. That is the nicest popcorn I've ever had. You might think, what am I talking about? Well, that to me reminds me of popcorn. Already a spider on the box. So yeah, that's in terms of it tasting like popcorn. So firstly, these are nowhere near as fatty. So this is, you know, if you compare to maybe what a bag of popcorn would be, 30 or 40, 30, 35 grams of fat per 100 grams, whereas these are 12, which for me, I recommend a bit less than that. So, as I say, usually in a day I'd say no more than 20 grams of fat if you're looking to lose weight and stay lean. like I am. Wow. So it reminds me, it's like, it's got the sweetness, but it's sweet and salt. And then it's got that sort of fluffy, maybe you'd say a fluffy, would that be the word you describe popcorn, like a fluffy taste? So, but they're even better because you don't have that chance of where you bite down on the popcorn and maybe you have that bit of corn that hasn't popped. You know, it's like a rock. I'll put that in there for later. It's like a rock, but you don't get that with them because they're super soft and fluffy. And yeah, they got like that, the top's covered in like the soy sauce, and then it's the flavor is, it's made of, yeah, rice, and it's also got sugar, presumably mixed in when they're making it. And that goes fantastically well with some lemonade. And my little glass ball in there, got my hair on there. The little glass ball. I don't understand what that's for. You can tell me what that's about. So I've got left in here, I've got one last savoury thing here. I've already opened it, but this is not a soy sauce. This is a bit of a twist on the traditional soy sauce, which is, yeah, this fermented soybean with some salt. So this is atafuku yakisoba sauce, and I'll just get it out the packaging so you can see it. So this is like a barbecue style, I think. That's how you describe it here in the West. So there's the packaging there. And we've got some recommendations for stir fry. This is, so you can see it's not just like a liquid like soy sauce, it's very liquid, runny, viscous. So this has got in it with some soy sauce. So this is a mixture with soy sauce, with molasses, sugar, tomato paste, onion paste, spices, yeast extract, apple paste, carrot extract, onion extract, shiitake mushroom powder, garlic powder, concentrated date juice, and onion powder. So you got onion powder as well as onion paste. And say made in Japan, and vegan, so you can add it to stir fry. The funny thing is, isn't that funny? So it says it's, you know, the packaging there, it says vegan, but on the directions on the back, it says to cook it with some shrimp, which is funny, isn't it? Because what's the point in buying this sauce which is marketed as vegan and then putting it on shrimp? But there you go. So yeah, you don't need to put it on shrimp. Okay. I don't understand why that's just a bit of a strange one to me. So last but not least, I have some sweets here. So I've gone through sort of a mix of savoury foods and snacks and some main meals, some main sort of ready meals, and I've got a selection here. And I actually have one other thing that you can't see here, which is a frozen, or it's not frozen anymore, but I'm keeping it chilled, and I'll show you that in a moment. So I have some, these are like, well, these aren't something that you can get really that I've seen in the UK. So these are fruit juice, but they have like a jelly in them. So that's new to me. Got whatever those are. Don't know what they are. And I've got this, and I don't know what that is either, so I'll show you that. And here I have some mockies. So there is some mocky. I have had some like UK mocky that's marketed to people in the UK or the West. but this is more like traditional mochi. So you've got, so these two types of mochi, I think it's pronounced mochi. Yeah. I don't think it's mochi, I presume it's mochi. So that's like, as far as I'm aware, I do know that that's like a traditional type of food for Japan. Again, it's made out of rice, and yeah, again, super low fat, and yeah, sugar low fat. So these are from a company called Royal Family. Yeah. Royal Family, that's the name of the company. So this is, we've got on my cheat sheet. So this one is the Royal Family mini taro sweet potato mochi rice cake, and this one is the Royal Family mini strawberry mochi rice cakes. And then I have here, these are also mochis, and these aren't from Royal Family. These are from Yuki and Love handmade red bean mochi. So it's sort of unusual, you know, for me, and maybe a lot of people maybe in the West. Say, I don't usually mix sort of sweet and savoury. So this is, I think I'll start with this one. So these are supposedly handmade. So these are sugar. So it's like a sugar paste, and then it's made in it like a rice, yeah, a rice cake. So it's rice. So I'll open them. I'll open them so you can see what I'm talking about. But I think, yeah, mochi is a traditional food that has been eaten in Japan for a long time, and I've seen, that's partly why I saw a video of someone making it, and I thought, oh, I looked into it, and it's just, yeah, rice and sugar. So we've got a little tray of them there, and wow. So it's like a jelly bean. Oh, that's an amazing texture. You can see it's all like it's like a blob, and it's very squidgy. So it doesn't look like food almost to me. So you can see. Oh, dropped one down. Put that back in there. Just gonna read the ingredients. So the ingredients is red bean paste. Okay, sugar. Got some soybean. Again, store in a cool, dry place so you can just eat them. They're ready to eat, so you can just eat these, I would say, as a snack. I think that's either sugar. I'll find out if that's sugar or flour. That's flour, I think. Yeah. So that's what's inside. Wow, that is not what I was expecting at all. Wow. I was a bit apprehensive because I thought, well, red beans aren't particularly sweet, so that might be a bit of a strange taste, but essentially the stuffing, the filling, is this, yeah, so it's made of a paste, so you can see it's red there. So they must, you know, they mash up these beans here, so red beans, and then they've mixed it with a sugar, so that's really sweet. But the rice cake on the outside isn't very sweet. It's just got a very subtle sweetness to it. Very subtle. And then when you bite in, it mixes up as you're chewing it. And you've got this sort of very soft texture on the outside. It's almost like a dough. A doughy texture. And that red bean paste is really sweet. but then it matches that very subtle sweetness of the rice cake. Wow. So that's meant to be red bean. Where's that? So red bean mochi. So it has potato powder, sugar, glutinous rice powder. So they make these. I've seen a video of someone make one of these before, like in a street vendor, and they make the outside in like a big batch, and it's really physical. I recommend looking up, people who make these in street vendors in Japan. They make them in like big batches, and it's like really physical. They got them in like a big bowl of this rice it's like either rice powder or this type of glutinous rice, and they mash it up. Like they get these big like hammer things and like mash it up, and they maybe add colours. So I've seen someone making like a green, like a bright green mochi paste. I can't get over how sweet, amazingly sweet these drinks are. That's so good. That's so good. So yeah, I definitely recommend all of these so far, apart from the sweet potatoes. That was horrific. But I think I'll try these. I'll have this, then this, and then. So I'll go back and forwards just to try something a bit different in taste. So this is well, I have no idea. Look at that packaging. So this is on my cheat sheet. This is it's actually labeled Coca-Cola. So this is called Coca-Cola Q. Is that right? So Qoo. I presume you'd pronounce that Q. Not as in taking over a government, but a drink. Mandarin orange flavoured jelly drink. So yes, this is a fruit juice. I don't think this has a fizz. No. This is a fruit juice. Oh wow. Yeah, it's jelly. I don't know, at the top. Oh. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm squeezing it, and maybe you can see there's a bit of jelly there. Oh. So this is a fruit juice. There's a big tube of jelly there. So I don't know if you have to shake it. Oh wow. Yeah, it's subtle, and then it's very strong. So yeah, Satsuma Mandarin, sugar, water, agar, bit of thickener, bit of vitamin D, if you want your vitamin D. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if you're meant to shake it. I mean, it's probably been shaken around in transport, but it's fruit juice. I don't know if you can hear it. So there's jelly. It's a mixture of fruit juice and jelly. It's actually quite difficult to. So there's bits of jelly, like orange jelly. It's actually quite hard to get it out of the tube. I don't want to make a mess, but I'm wondering if I could show you without making a mess what it looks like if I squeeze it. Look at that. So yeah, it's like jelly. Isn't that weird? And it tastes nice. It tastes good. Yeah, but it says, yeah, I think also. No, I don't know Japanese, but there's like what looks like an ice symbol. So I think you can freeze these, which I don't know how you would. You'd probably have to cut it open, or use a pair of scissors because you're not going to get that out. That's unusual, but again, I'd recommend it. That would be a great little snack. Yeah, that'd be an amazing snack actually. And you could have that at any age as well, and you put that in your lunchbox. Kid's lunchbox maybe, or take that to work. Again, the packaging's great. There you go. And then go back to these mockies. I have no idea what this is. We'll see what that is in a minute. That's what we've got left. So I think I'll have, we'll go strawberry. So these are strawberry flavoured mockies. So again, it's the same thing as what I had before. So this is rice. Again, it's rice. Rice is amazing, as you can tell. You can do so much with it. So it comes in a bag like that. It comes in a little separate little bags. So it's a little bit of English on the packaging, just for the Western market. But yeah, it's a little, little like brilliant, beautiful little dumpling. It's so soft. The words I used to describe it, soft and squidgy. It's almost like a bean bag. So again, that's very subtle, and I can taste the strawberry in the mockie, or on the outside, on the right, in the rice. Yeah, it's unusual for me, in my upbringing, at least in the West, in the UK. I've never really had flavours like that where I have, like the rice, sort of savoury flavour. Rice tastes great. You obviously have rice pudding. I've had rice pudding, but having it like that, where it's like like a jelly. Not a jelly. It's not a jelly. It's like a very, very soft, delicate flavour and texture. And then you've got that inside as well, which is strawberry. But it's not overpowering. It's quite subtle. So you have foods like that, which is really subtle, I think, and not overpowering. And then you have amazing sweetness, like with one of these. So I think a packet of these, which again, these are low in fat, so if I felt like it, I might have so there's, I think it's 100-gram bag, 120-gram bag, and there's 2.3. Yeah, so you could eat a whole bag of these in one day, and you would be totally fine, because you'd only be having about 3 grams of fat in this whole bag. And then that would go great with some melon soda. Wow. That's not a flavour I really have had. I remember ever having something like that. It's like it's like an aluminium can, I think, or plastic can, I'm not sure. It's almost like a mixture of the two. So this is another one of these jelly fruit mixes. Again, I have no idea what it says, but my cheat sheet here says covered in sugar. So what is this? This is another one of those jelly fruit mixes. So this is a tamari mango konjaku jelly drink. So again, it's just sugar, apple juice, mango, Some gelling agent. I think you can hear the jelly in this. Yeah. So this is mango flavoured. The other one was mandarin. So mandarin is a satsuma. Yeah, satsuma, mandarin and orange. And this one is mango. I say it's all in Japanese, but it's got an English label. Wow. I don't know how the jelly's supposed to work, whether you... Now it tastes nice, again it's quite subtle. Alright, so this one's got like a little grid at the bottom, so when you squeeze it, it sort of crushes the jelly up. So I would say of all the things I've had, this is actually the least sweetest. Although saying that, that's probably just because the other things are so sweet, so this was so sweet that it was probably overpowering this one, but I like to have them sweeter, and I think what they've done is they've just used fruit juice in this, and there's no sort of added sugar in inverted commas, so maybe I'd sprinkle a little bit of added sugar in there, added sucrose in there, but not the end of the world. So the last few things I have here, so I have actually already opened this because I just ran out of memory just then and I had to reshoot. I'm having to reshoot just this last bit. So I actually, when I first opened these, I didn't know how you open these. So you're meant to, what looks like, so this is the Imuraya squeezable Rawabi Mochi sweets, brown sugar. So Mokiri Purun Warabi Mochi Kokutu. Butchering the language, sorry. So what you do with these, I think, is you're meant to squeeze them. So it looks like if you just squeeze it, you might shoot this stuff out, but it's like, it feels like a jelly. Comes in this little packs. And what you do is you squeeze it, and I'm not going to point it at the camera directly because you're meant to squeeze it, and then it comes up, and then it goes. It comes out like a jelly like that. Oh, making a mess. So it's like again like these, it's a very subtle taste of sweet and I would say savoury. So it's like you got that starchy rice taste from the rice because it's made of brown sugar, mizuame, starch syrup, bracken powder, excuse me, which I think is a root vegetable, bracken. So it's starch and then agar, but yeah, it's sweet, and also because it's got sugar and brown sugar in it as well as the starch, it's a mixture of the subtle sweetness from starch and the sweetness from the simple sugars. So that would be, I think, a great little snack. So that's the second one I've had of them, and it's almost got like a bit of a warm taste. I don't know if it's like a, yeah, like a, not spice, but like a warmth to it. I don't know if that's because I've got a mixture of different flavours now on my tongue. So I think I've got still a bit of ginger on my palate. So the last Mocky, again I've already opened these, but the last Mocky here, this is another one from the royal family. So this is meant to be sweet potato. So this is royal family mini taro sweet potato Mocky rice cakes. So I've already had the strawberry one, and these are the meant to be sweet potato, but again it's these gorgeous little squidgy dumplings. I love the texture of these. It's like a bean bag. It's covered in flour. It's not covered in icing sugar. And also the smell, I have to say I don't like the smell of that. The smell of this, the strawberry version, is amazing, but this smell, I don't like it. It's very that's very sweet, whereas that's again very sort of savoury, or just, it's not very sweet, and it smells a lot like, I think, what, you know, like a root vegetable would smell like. So yeah, not particularly sweet, and that's the packaging. Okay, so it's all purple, it's like purpley, but the inside is brown, so that's not the same product, is it? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. But I think, yeah, that's the sweet potato. So I think, for me personally, I would like that to be actually a little bit more sugary, just for me. But I say these are foods that people have eaten for a long time in Japan, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, 1 gram, so 1% fat per 100 grams. So, you know, these are low calorie foods. Yeah, it's not particularly sugary either, really. 14 grams of carbohydrate, or 22 grams of carbohydrate per, what's that, 100 grams. It's in Japanese, so I'm doing my best. So yeah, it's made of, where's the corner? I ripped off the corner where the, so the ingredients, I say this is unusual. I've never really had anything like this before. But this is tapioca syrup, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then you've got, yeah, sugar, glutinous rice, modified starch, butterbean paste, taro powder, and taro. Taro is a root vegetable, I think. And yeah, you've got some colours there, preservative. Taro, there's also butterbean paste. So yeah, it's not particularly sugary, and yeah, I can definitely see how this, if you like that sort of, you know, the less sugary taste and the more savoury taste. I think that's how you pronounce, I would say what it would be, savoury. It's very earthy, like a vegetables, because it's meant to be a vegetable. So yeah, I've never had that where you have vegetable paste mixed in with, like, as a sweet. So these are like a, I think, so yeah, made in Taiwan. So yeah, these are made in Taiwan, but you know, a lot of foods, you know, I think in Asia, Southeast Asia, that culture, a lot of foods are shared around there. So, you know, obviously if one country, you know, in Japan, foods are going to be spread, aren't they? So yeah, a bit on the fence with that one. So I'd have to, I think, eat a few more, and I think it would go really well. It probably goes really well when you have it with something like this. So this is the melon soda again. Wow. That tastes So good. I think that would go really well with maybe something a bit more like that. Definitely gonna have to reorder that. And I say I already opened this one. So this is the last one of the sweets. Or the last thing I'm gonna open here. And this is the Chorus Mystery Mix Mazume Syrup DIY candy kit. So they say this is for children, but this is, you know, a bit of excitement. Bit of excitement and silliness. So you got, with this, when you open it, a little tray and a spatula. And then these 3, like, little bags of syrup. And I've squeezed them out, and obviously not all of it. And then I've mixed it together in this little tray. So it's like a sugary syrup, but the instructions are all in Japanese. And again, that's another thing. I don't know whether, you know, Japanese. I can't tell really Japanese from, you know, Korean or Taiwanese. So, you know, sorry about that. But yeah, it's got this instruction here. And I don't know what it's asking me to do. You know, it says 1, 2, 3, but it's in, you know, none of it's in English. So yeah, it looks like you pour it together and you mix it up. Presumably the 3 gels, they all taste different, and then when you mix them together, it's supposed to make a grapefruit flavour. So yeah, I think one flavour is strawberry, one flavour is like lemon. And then I think that's like bubblegum flavour. So I've mixed them together. I mean, that is very, very sweet. And I probably, you know, I'd have this probably last thing after I've had my rice, because, you know, when you're having sweet things, you don't want to, when you're having sweet things like this, it really, wow, it really does, it satisfies you, I think, so you can't really eat your vegetables. Okay, so that's why you don't give your kids sweet things first, because they won't eat their savoury stuff. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'll put everything on the table. So that's everything now. I've got, let's say, some dumplings. Okay, I've got some dumplings inside, but they have to stay refrigerated. But you'll be able to see what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go away, and probably in a second video, I'll make it into a second video. I'm going to have some cooked food, so I'm going to go away and cook these noodles. Yes, I'm going to do that. Cook these noodles, put some of this sauce on it, and I'll probably make that into a second video. I'm gonna leave those disastrous sweet potato dried fries down there in the contamination zone, the disaster zone, and I'm gonna go away and I'm probably gonna go and cook these. I'll make that, I think, into a second video. So like and subscribe for part 2, where I'll make some nice Japanese style noodles and some soy sauce type barbecue sauce. Got some more stuff here. So yeah, it's great. I really enjoyed all of it, I think. Some less than others, but I think enjoyed all of them. And you can see, you know, there's a wide range of foods to that I think anyone and everyone will enjoy. You know, if you're saying, you know, what does a vegan eat, or maybe you're a bit bored of just your white rice, you know, and your fruit, which personally I can never get bored of that. But if you're looking for a bit more spice in life, then yeah, I think these are some exciting different food choices that you can have, and you can have foods. A lot of these are these Japanese version of these foods. They're all low fat, so you've got like ready meal foods here, which are very easy to make, but they're low in fat. And then you've also got stuff like this, which is a little bit more fatty, but it's still, I think, the equivalent of popcorn taste, but it's much lower fat. And then you've got these crackers here, these style crackers here, without me spilling them. And they're very low fat, and these are very low fat. So you can eat, you know, as much of these as you'd want as like a snack. You know, I'd have these like at the end of the day. So, yeah, like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you can see everything in the shop. And you'll be able to see in other videos on the channel where I show what you can eat to lose weight and enjoy life. So this is the vegan, high sugar, low fat, low protein. Some might call it the sugar diet. I call it the high sugar performance lifestyle. So this is a lifestyle. And yeah, it's about enjoying life, making the most of life, and not worrying about what you eat. So I eat as much of the foods as I recommend, and I enjoy that. And I've also got a series on the channel where I use the CGM to show a glucose monitor on my arm, which monitored my blood glucose levels. And yeah, it lasted 2 weeks, and it showed that sugar, the sugars that I was eating, like rice or fruit or literally white table sugar, did not and does not make me or you type 2 diabetic. So you'll be able to see my blood glucose levels were not constantly elevated. I'm not diabetic, type 1 or type 2 or 1.5. And I eat as much of the foods as I recommend. So yes, this is a bit different. So if you've seen other videos, yeah, it'll be a bit different. But this is just, I say, you know, add some spice to life and eat. You can eat like this, you know, because it's low fat and yet it's a bit salty. The things that are the saltiest, I would say, you know, be careful with that. So if something is, if you're going to be consuming 10, 15, 20 grams of salt in a day, then I would say, you know, you need to keep salt intake lower than that, okay? Much lower than that. But sugar's carbohydrates unlimited, and then just say, I would say no more than 20 grams of fat a day, and protein, you know, 40 to 50 grams of protein is all you need in a day. You don't need any more than that. So this is about longevity, enjoying life, staying lean, and having the energy to feel good in your head, mentally and physically. So yeah, like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for your time. I think I'm going to go away now and have some noodles. I've never had proper noodles, I think, before. Or I don't think I've ever had udon noodles. So I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy staying lean and enjoying eating as much as I want. And if you got any questions, or you want to see some other sort of other style, low fat, so Japanese style is what I'm doing here. And maybe if you want to see some other type of style of low fat, low protein, high sugar, sugar diet foods, then, you know, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, see you in the next one, and like and subscribe, and also you'll be able to enjoy the adventures that I go on cycling. So for example, I've got an adventure video of me in the Lake District in the UK. So yeah, this way of eating allows you to enjoy and make the most of life, I think, because it gives you energy. So for me, it gives me the energy to go cycling as fast and as far as I want. And I think that's, yeah, freedom and adventure. So yeah, you don't need to take caffeine and drugs to stimulate your body, just take the sugar, because every cell in the human body runs on sugar, glucose to produce ATP. So there you go, glucose derived ATP. for strength, happiness, energy and joy. There you go. Being bitten, so I better get inside and I'm going to enjoy my... I think I'm going to finish off all of this today. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your time.